Hello, people of the internet. This is Moonlight. I'm here with week 4 for the GDL season 3. This week we are taking on the Lightning Luxrays and their coach, Nick. I will say he's got a very, very scary team. He is currently number 1 in the division. He is 3-0 with, I believe, a plus 14 differential. And he's got quite the team. So, as you can see, my team's on the left, his team is on the right. I'm going to go through each of the mons one by one and talk about which ones I think he'll bring. So, first up, Zapdos. 100% coming. I mean, he's brought it all 3 weeks. It's a good, bulky, fast, flying and electric type. Static, super annoying ability. This thing offensively absolutely tears through my team. Like, there's no other way around it. It just rips my team apart. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say. Grimmsnarl. Bulky, Dark Fairy type with Prankster. So, super annoying. He can set up screens. He can go for, like, Thunder Waves, Spirit Break, Darkest Lariat. Very annoying. Definitely think he could bring it. If he brings it, I think he brings either screen support or he brings, like, a bulk up set. The bulk up set is the one that's really scary to me. Reflect and Light Screen are just really annoying for me to deal with. Kingdra, I think he could bring. He hasn't brought the Rain Core yet, but I think he could definitely bring it. Kingdra is very potent against my team, so I definitely did have to prep for it. Cobalion, very scary offensively, very scary against my team. I think that he could very easily bring this or Grimmsnarl. I don't think he brings both of them. I don't think he has the space necessary, but I think he brings one of the two. Next, we have Ninetales, Sunsetter for his Gmax Venusaur, which we'll get to in a bit. Fast, really hard-hitting fire type, a really diverse move pool. Honestly, and if you ask me, it's a really underrated fire type. It's one of the 2 mons that can really effectively set up Sun for Sun Sweepers. It's this and Torkoal. And personally, I prefer Ninetales to Torkoal because Ninetales isn't very passive, while Torkoal sometimes can be. And Ninetales does have some decent bulk. So next, Politoed. If he brings Kingdra, he's bringing Politoed. Critdra doesn't have the best matchup against my team. And that's just how it is. It works much better as a sweeper or breaker against my team under rain. So, I think if he brings Kingdra, he brings Politoed, or if he brings Politoed, he brings Kingdra. Like I said, he hasn't brought the Rain Core yet, but it's definitely something he can bring. Seismitoad is a really, really solid defensive wall against my team. It deals with Mienshao. It can take hits from Arcanine really well. It can take hits from Zero Aura to an extent if he's running like Rindo. Hey guys, sorry about that. Needed to make a quick cut there. My audio did die halfway through the original recording for this team builder. So, I am back now. Thank you, Mystic, for pointing that out to me. So, as I was saying, Seismitoad with the Rindoberry can tank hits from Zero Aura pretty well. So, it could definitely come as a good defensive check to it. Next, Mr. Rhyme. Mr. Rhyme, I don't really see coming. If he wants to run it Scarfed for, say, Revenge Killing Gengar, or knocking out the Weezing, or the Moltres, or the Quagsire, then maybe he might want to bring it, but I personally don't really see it being super viable in this matchup, especially since I have an Arcanine and a Mienshao, and Miltank with Thick Fat, all 3 of which deal really well with it. Next, we have Gothorita. Really hoping this thing doesn't come. It's his kill leader, and rightfully so, because the thing is fat with Eviolite, and it can tank hits for days, it can trap stuff. And then what he's been doing is he's just been running Calm Mind Stored Powered, with like Draining Kiss, and just sort of breaking or sweeping teams through that method, so really hoping this thing doesn't come. Lickitung, the other Eviolite mon he has, which I do 100% think he brings, because it's his best check to G-Max Gengar. Lickitung hard walls it, and then just starts clicking knockoffs. And yeah, and that's all it really needs to do to deal with G-Max Gengar. So, I do think he brings it. It gives him a good Wish user, Heal Ball user, knockoff user. Along with Toad, it's the most reliable one on his team. So, there's that. And then, finally, we have G-Max Venusaur. What a monster this thing is. This thing is an absolute beast. Under the sun, I have little to no switch-ins to this thing, especially once it's G-Maxed up. It just hits my team really hard. He can very easily sweep with this thing. He can also just as easily break my team. So, personally, the team I think he brings the Zapdos, the Ninetales, the Cobalion, the Seismitoad, the Lickitung, and the Venusaur. I could also see him bringing the Grimmsnarl over the Cobalion, and possibly the Raincore over the Suncore. Although I do think G-Max Venusaur has to come. So, I'm not really sure what. So, I feel like if he does bring the Raincore, he would bring it over, like, the Ninetales and the Seismitoad would be my guess. Because Politoed is also a very bulky water type. So, now, let's get into my team. So, let me just adjust the screen very quick. So, starting it off, Zero Aura, Assault Vest, Plasma Fist, Knockoff, Grass Knot, Close Combat, 48 in HP, Max Attack, Adamant Nature, 108 in Def, and 100 in Speed. So, this thing guaranteed outspeeds everything on his team that is not Scarf, so Jolly, Max Speed, Cobalion, and below. Max Attack, Adamant, because why not? Hits really hard. And then the 48 in HP and 108 in Def with the Assault Vest allow me to guaranteed tank 2 Hurricanes from Life Orb Zapdos. So this thing is my primary check to Zapdos. I can knock off it. I can knock off any item. I can Plasma Fist it. Yeah, Knockoff and Plasma Fist are just really good to spam across his entire team outside of the Seismitoad with Plasma Fist, which is why I'm packing Grass Knot on this thing, just so I don't have to really worry about the Toad too much. And then Close Combat is there for Stab, it's there for the Cobalion, it's there for the Lickitung. It's not Stab, it's there for the Cobalion and the Lickitung. So that way I can break through those two. Next, we have Choice Scarf Mienshao, 36 HP, max attack, 216 in speed with the Jolly Nature, Close Combat, U-Turn, Knockoff, Stone Edge. This is just meant to outspeed everything on his team. Bard, Kingdra under Rain, G-Max Venusaur under Sun, Seismitoad under Rain if he's offensive, and then Scarf Cobalion. So, in other words, it outspeeds pretty much everything on his team, even including most Scarfers outside of Cobalion. So, Close Combat, there for Stab. U-Turn is there for pivoting. Knockoff is just to sort of spam across his team. Because, I mean, what really wants to come in on and lose its item outside of G-Max Venusaur, since it's only holding a Pokeball. And then Stone Edge is there for the Zapdos. If he's not defensive Zapdos, I believe this is a 2-hit KO. If not an Ilko. So, Stone Edge looks really nice on Mienshao this week. He doesn't have a Fairy, so there's no real need for me to run Poison Jab this week. Next we have Miltanks, Leftover, Sap Sipper, Milk Drink, Toxic, Earthquake, Seismic Toss, Max HP, Max Def, Careful Nature. Pretty standard. Sap Sipper is there to deal with the G-Max Venusaur. This is my primary defensive check to the Suncore, that being Ninetales and G-Max Venusaur. Milk Drink is just to sort for longevity. Leftovers, same thing. Toxic is there to just sort of spread across his team, because outside of the Venusaur and outside of the Cobalion, nothing on his team wants to get Toxic. Earthquake is there for the Cobalion and to hit the Venusaur and the Ninetales much harder. And then Seismic Toss is there just to sort of spread good damage across the entirety of his team. Next, we have Galarian Moltres. We're packing Weakness Policy this week. Agility, Hurricane, Fiery Wrath, Air Slash with 216 in Def, 216 in special attack, 76 in speed def, and 216 in speed with a timid nature. This thing is designed to either sweep late game or to break mid game. So the 76 in speed def allows me to guaranteed take a non-boosted timid max special attack Thunder from Zapdos. So if he brings the rain, I can set up an agility against like the Politoed. He can go for an Ice Beam on this thing, pop my weakness policy, and I can just start spam clicking Hurricane and Fiery Wrath. His team has a hard time switching into this thing, especially if the weakness policy is popped. So outside of the Lickitung, he doesn't really have a good Spadef switch into this thing, because this thing just hits his team hard. Yeah, nothing wants to come in on this thing if it's at +2. Outside of the Lickitung, like I said, Hurricane and Air Slash are there for stab. Hurricane is there primarily if the rain is up, which, like I said, he could definitely bring the Rain Core because rain is just really good in draft. And then Fiery Wrath is there for stab, and it goes really unresisted across the entirety of his team. Because dual stab from this thing goes unresisted, so very nice. Next we have, and this thing really works well if Cobalion is gone by the time I bring this in, if he brings the Cobalion. Next we have Ferroseed Eviolite with Stealth Rock, Leech Seed, Thunder Wave, Seed Bomb, Max HP, 204 in HP, and 52 in Spadef with the Sassy Nature. This is my Rain Core wall. It walls the Kingdra. It walls the Seismitoad. That's about all it does for me in this match. It comes in freely versus Politoed. If he brings it, I can just start clicking Leech Seed and Thunder Waves. Seed Bomb is there because it's stab and it hits the Seismitoad and the Kingdra pretty hard. Leech Seed there for passive recovery. Stealth Rocks is there so that way if I knock off, say, the heavy duty boots on the Zapdos or the Ninetales, depending on which one he wants to run, I can take out, if they'll be taking 75%. I don't know why I had a brain fart there. Oh, I also just realized, Mienshao does not outspeed Scarf Ninetales. I forgot that thing was base 110 for a second. But it does. So, yeah. This thing is just really hard for him to break, because Specs Modest Hurricane from this thing is a guaranteed 3-hit KO, so I can Leech Seed and Thunder Wave it to Kingdom Come. Finally, Arcanine, Heavy Duty Boots, Intimidate, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, Flamethrower, Teleport. This is my primary check to his potential physical attackers, those being Cobalion and Grimmsnarl. I can Will-O-Wisp and pretty much deal with them. Flamethrower is there because it's nice, stab, Morning Sun for recovery, and Teleport is there to pivot into my other mons. And so luckily for me, this thing also works really well as a Ninetales counter if he isn't running like Specs. I think it gets Scorching Sands, don't quote me on that, but I think it gets Scorching Sands. I know it does because this is after the match I'm recording this, so I did check its moveset, so it does learn Scorching Sands. So, anyways, this is a good Ninetales counter. Morning Sun and Flamethrower plus Teleport allows me to 1v1 it pretty well. And if I can get it paralyzed on like a switch in to Ferroseed, that's also really nice. So, that is the team we are running with this week. I apologize for the cut. And so, that being said, we'll get right into the battle. Alright, so we are here for the battle versus Nick and his Lightning Luxrays. So, very quickly I'm going to go over what I think he's going to bring once more. So I think he brings the Zapdos, the Mega Venusaur, the G-Max Venusaur, the Seismitoad, the Lickitung, the Cobalion, and then probably the Ninetales. He could also bring he could also very easily bring the Rain Core, but I do think that the 6 he brings are the Ninetales, the Cobalion, the G-Max Venusaur, the Lickitung, the Seismitoad, and the Zapdos. So, Alright, so... And now we play the waiting game, because I think my opponent is on sports. So... Alright, so my opponent was on sports, so... Alright, now I'm gonna wait until I get the all good from him, or her, or they, I don't judge. So I am going to... Anything goes. Alright. Alright, so we're in. Oh no, oh! Okay. Go like a fun. So... Okay, so... He does bring the Rancor. What does he not bring? No G-Max Venusaur, which is big, and no Cobalion. Instead he brings the Grimmsnarl. Okay. My guess is he's running screen support on that thing, so... Okay, Arcanine is going to be useful for that. Getting a burn on it will be nice. Moltres looks really good in this, actually. So... Leads. He could lead Ninetales, expecting to lead Ferroseed. He could lead Politoed. Oh, and no Seismitoad. Okay. I will take no Seismitoad. So, okay, I got half his team. So, Okay, so I could have Volt Switch on Zero Aura, that would have been nice, but it is what it is, so... I could lead off with Miltank and just click Toxic on something. Which I think I might do. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So he leads off with the Grimmsnarl, so... versus Miltank. Getting a Toxic on this would be nice. Because he doesn't have an immunity. Okay, I'm fine with this thing being son of a... Okay. Yep, he does get up the Reflect, which I was expecting. Though it doesn't really matter to me because Seismic Toss goes through the Reflect. So, he goes into Politoed here. Just gonna take a Seismic Toss. So, that did 26%, low roll. I think I might go for another Toxic here. Because he can't really touch me. And this thing is freed up now that there's no Mega Venusaur. Alright, he goes into Ligatom. This thing being poisoned is nice. So, if he has the Heal Bell, he will reveal it here. Oh. No, okay. A-okay with that. Okay. Kingdra, if he specs in the rain. So I'm just gonna go into Ferroseed here. It's my counter to this thing. And since he didn't bring Mega Venusaur, Leech Seed is free. Draco, that did 33%. That looks to be specs, modded. Yeah, so that was either a very high roll for timid specs like the max roll, or this is modest specs. So either way, I just go for a Leech Seed here, brings in the Ninetales. Perfectly fine by me. Ninetales, Cantonian. I could also go into Arcanine. I do resist the hit. Yeah, and then I can teleport out. Okay, so alright, so he was he is like clay on the Grimmsnarl, which is good to know. Scorching Sands, okay, that's fair. So Scorching Sands, that did 44, so modest, maybe. Offensive, possibly. I'm gonna Morning Sun. Goes Politoed. Gonna go into Miltank. Click Seismic Toss again. Scald. How much did that do? That did 29. Fine by me. I can milk drink up. No para. Son of a pistola. Don't kill. Son of a. That's annoying. So I am not doing a lot with Zeraora to this thing. This thing will be hard to break. So okay. He goes Zapdos. In the rain. Hurricanes are not doing a lot to me. But I also have a Zeraora, which is meant to take this thing on. U-turn. Okay. That did. Okay. This is like a very standard no attack investment by the looks of it, so. Grimmsnarl. I do just want to get rid of. Oh, I could have come in and probably killed the Politoed. Shoot, I had the Reflect still up on the damage calc, so. I am just going to go Arcanine here. So he gets up a light screen, which is I'm perfectly fine with. So I'm going to I'll Flamethrower for damage. Paralysis on this is fine. I'm going to teleport out. Come on, don't get paralyzed. Don't get paralyzed. Thank you. So Ferroseed it is. I'm gonna get up rocks here. I want to limit switching on his end, and I'll figure out if he's boots on Ninetales or Zapdos. So okay. Do I want rocks up? Because he has 2 mons that are toxic. If he goes into Ninetales and I get the T-Wave off. Yes. Alright, now hit. Thank you. Okay. Fire Blast. Gonna Morning Sun. I'm also paralyzed. I will teleport out. So if he's gonna wish, probably would be, my guess would be into the Kingdra or the Grimmsnarl. I'm gonna U-turn here. Actually, do I care if I lose the scarf? Not really. Because unless if he's Scarf Zapdos. If he's Scarf Zapdos, that's a problem. But otherwise, I'm fine with losing the scarf on this thing. Okay. Of course. Of course he gets the para. Why wouldn't he? Yeah. Alright. So he'll get his Reflect up. I'm gonna Plasma Fist here. He will die to the toxic, yeah. Yeah, the para on Mienshao is big, but something I can live with as long as it doesn't come back to bite me in the end. So knockoff is still free outside of the Zapdos. Had I gone for I do want to check Mienshao. How much did that knockoff do through the Reflect? It did 17%. So he has some bulk investment. Okay. Alright, so he has some bulk. Okay. So Ninetales versus Zeraora. You are paralyzed in the sun. I'm not gonna risk Zero aura. So, just gonna go into Arcanine. Did he miss the Fire Blast? He did. Okay. In comes the Politoed. Alright, wish I had Brick Break on. Let me end show now. Alright, don't get paralyzed. I'm perfectly fine with getting damage on this thing. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Alright, alright, rocks are up now. So I think this Ninetales is Choice Scarfed would be my guess. Arcanine, paralyzed. Alright, so the Reflect is finally gone. Okay. Alright, in comes the Politoed. Wait, how much did he? Oh, you know, he came in when rocks were set up, so. Kingdra, okay. I am perfectly fine with this because this is my counter to this thing. And he knows I have the Thunder Wave. He knows I have Thunder Wave. 40%. Yep. Thunder Wave. Yes, this thing is paralyzed. Perfect. Alright. Does he let this thing go down? Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Okay, setting up that Moltres endgame. Politoed comes in. I'm perfectly content with letting this thing go down. I do want to check. I'm going to set up an agility. I hope he has Ice Beam, and I hope he pops my weakness policy. Toxic, okay. Confusion? Nice. Ice Beam. Yes, off goes the policy. Oh, that's an annoying set. Yes, okay. So, at least Zapdos gets a kill or two. Okay, so that's fine. Fine by me. Zapdos came in, got a kill. I'm A-okay with that. Zapdos. Okay, that may have been a dumb idea on my end. But yep, that does go down. At -1, -1. I don't think he can kill me here. He would need a crit by the looks of it. He would need a crit or he would have to be physical. Discharge. Okay, I think we win here. I think this is a GG. I'm not gonna say anything yet, but this could be GG. Yeah, I think this is... Alright. GG. Okay, so GG to my opponent. Zero Aura coming in clutch at the end there. So, that's a big win. We get our momentum back. We are now 3-1 with a plus 11 differential. GG to my opponent. We have knocked him out of the top spot in the division, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's got a solid team, and he's a good player. So, on that note, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, peace.